Hi, Cheryl here from 24/7 Wellness and Living. So today I want to talk to you about push-ups or press-ups. As a woman, I think, we hear those words and we go, oh gosh, really, do I have to do a push-up? For a guy, I think, you quite like them, you're good at them, and it's not, that word doesn't sort of strike you into terror and think, well, do I have to, or is that the time, can I leave this class now? But funnily enough, a push-up is actually one of the best exercises you can do, and really because one, it works on upper body strength, works on pectoralis, your chest muscle, your tricep, your bicep, you're working your core muscles when you're doing it, so it's a really great exercise. And what I really like about the push-up or the press-up is that you're using your own body weight, and I think it's vitally important to us as we age that we learn how to manage our own body weight, and to me that's just so important that I'm able to take my body weight. If I need to at any time, then I have the strength to manage my own body weight. So today I'm going to talk about the push-up. As I say, great exercise, works a huge amount of muscles. I mean, as I say, for us women, it's a great opener of the chest. It lifts the chest literally, and it's just a really good exercise. And I say, if you do it correctly, using your core muscles, you get a really good core workout. Works those triceps, which I've spoke to you about before. So today we're going to look at the push-up, and really focus on the different techniques and working on different positions to help you progress. One of the things that I want to talk about as well is the principle of overload for muscles. Because when I used to, I was in my 30s and everything, and I used to say to everyone, right, we're going to do push-ups now, and all of my classes, they used to moan and groan, and they said, well, I can't do those. And I said, well, you're going to do a full press-up. And they'd say, but I can't do that. And I said, well, have you tried? And as I say, I do know, now that possibly wasn't the best thing to do. I should have, tried to be a little bit more sympathetic. But, I was there, as I say, a very big motivator. And but I do believe, and it is the FIT principle. One of the things about muscle strength and endurance is that you work to overload. So for a muscle to respond is that you have to push it to the point where there's a bit of discomfort. Otherwise, what happens if you go to the gym and you start lifting weights, or you do push-ups or anything, and you start to progress and you improve and you're able to do more and perhaps take more weight. But if you then don't push to that point of a little bit of discomfort right at the end, and you stop because you think, oh, I've done my 20 reps or my 10 reps or my 12 reps or 8 reps, depending on what your focus has been, then what will happen if you don't keep working the muscle to overload, what tends to happen is you start to regress, and actually the weight that you actually found really easy to do suddenly becomes more difficult. So our muscles do work on the overload principle. So I want to today sort of challenge you to, if you've never done a full press up, then maybe just try one, and then tomorrow try it again, and the day after, and the day after. And what you'll find will happen is that your body will start to go, okay, I need to be able to do this, and it'll start to recruit more muscle fibers and actually start to respond to what you're asking it to do. It'll respond to that overload principle. So not being able to do something doesn't mean that you'll always not be able to do it. So whilst I do border, as I've spoken about before, on the err towards, as we age, doing what's right for our body, I still want you to understand that you do have to work the muscle to overload. And that's really just listening to your body and understanding that how far you can take it. Can I push a little bit harder? And it's really just pushing it to normal fatigue, not pushing it beyond fatigue and, going beyond those warning signs in your head. So listen to those, but do think about that principle of overload. If it's easy, then you're going to start to regress. So it has to be, you have to take it to that little point of discomfort. So we're going to go through push-ups and different ways you can do it, depending on where you're at the moment and how you can progress into maybe achieving that full push-up if you so desire. So here we are then, the first push-up position, and this is one of the easiest and one that maybe you can start with if you haven't worked with a push-up before or a press-up. So you can do it standing and using a wall. I'm actually going to turn my back to you, and I'll probably try and show you this in a couple of angles. So this is about using the wall and standing. So you want to start with your legs about hip distance apart, sort of further than hip distance apart. And then you're going to just place your arms on the wall, just outside the shoulders and with the elbow pretty much about shoulder distance. We take the arms onto the wall, you keep your body completely flat, and you just take the body weight forward and back. So we're just pressing forward and back, and just squeezing into those shoulder blades. So that's the position. So basically you want to make sure you keep the abdominals tight. The body needs to be like a board, so it moves like this. You don't sort of move the upper body on its own. So that's your first position. I'm just going to show you again at a different angle, okay? So this is a bit of a different angle, so hopefully, you know, just gives you a better position as well. So you could just notice how the body stays as one unit, so that I actually take my chest and I'm not sort of sticking my bottom out and just pushing here like this. I actually use the body as one unit. So I'm using my body weight to get the full effect of the exercise. And then squeeze back, but don't hyperextend at the elbow joint. So that just gives you another angle of it, doing it against the wall. And as I said, it's a great position to start with. So here we are on the floor now, ready to take the push-up to the next progression. So we're going to look at the box press-up, which is the next hardest from doing it at the floor, from the wall position. Okay, so box press-up, you're taking your arms about shoulder distance apart, knees underneath your hips, arms, you know, so you've got wrist, elbow, shoulders stacked, abdominals in, navel drawn up, waistline pulled in, and we're actually going to take that body weight over the arms, squeezing our nose down towards the floor, and then squeezing back up. And then you drop your body weight down and squeeze back up. Make sure your body weight isn't behind the arms, so we don't, otherwise you're not using any weight whatsoever. So ensure body weight is over the arms, fingertips forward, spread the fingertips, knees under the pelvis, abdominals tight, and drop your body weight towards the floor. So that's your basic box press up. The next one we're going to look at is a 3/4 press up, which is again using the body weight to increase the load, to push us a little bit more to overload. So once again, arms are set up, and that's sort of a little bit wider, fingers spread apart, fingertips forward, and you come onto the front of the thigh. Now you don't want to be balanced on the patella, on the kneecap, okay? Get onto the fleshy part of the thigh. You can cross your ankles if you prefer. Again, abdominals are tight, navel drawn to spine, waistline in. We take the body weight down towards the floor, and then we squeeze back up. So we drop down, making sure that you don't hyperextend the elbow joint. So you don't want to do this with the elbows. You take it to full range, but you don't hyperextend. You'll notice I squeeze to full range, but I don't lock in. Okay, again, abdominals tight, lower the hips, and you notice the body weight again over the arms. I'm not back here and keeping my bottom up in the air, okay? So make sure that you use that body weight like a board, as I said before. So that's your next progression. That's called your 3/4 weight. So you're using your body weight to increase the overload and take those muscles to that overload principle. So here we go in for our last push-up position, which is a full press-up. So with this, same thing. Hands go, fingertips forward, spread the fingers. You want wrist, elbow, shoulder stacked, come up onto the toes, and then literally just drop the body weight down and squeeze back up. Again, abdominals tight, drop the body weight and squeeze back up. And again, it's the same principle. You don't lock the elbows, no hyperextension, abdominals in, waistline in. Ensure that the core is engaged. Don't let that belly hang, and then use your body weight over the arms and pull back up. So those are your 4 press-ups. Against the wall, box, 3/4 or full. As I say, great for the triceps, the chest muscle, lifting the chest, open it out, works on pectoralis. Fantastic exercise, as I say, and also a great core strength exercise as well. So, thrown in, it's almost like you're getting 2 for 1. So enjoy your push-ups now, see their benefit, and really focus on trying to progress and get that sort of fit principle, working on intensity and working on that overload. I'm Cheryl Alker, 24/7 Wellness and Living. Remember to come to our website every time you can, www.247wellness.com, for great content like this. We are sharing these videos via our email and via our Facebook subscribers. So again, hope you enjoy the content. We'll speak to you soon.